Can we clarify that accountability is not the same as an apology?
Right.
Very
Because
true.
accountability means that there is a consequence after the action. So either that means, okay, you did that, and because of that, this is the consequence. And I believe that is what men have to deal with. I think a lot of times women think just by saying, I'm sorry, I'm accountable. That is not the same thing.
Yo, listen,
Absolutely.
the amount of
She's
times that
preaching.
I'm in dating relationships with different women and listen, they just want to just complain about the problem. I want to fix the problem.
Correct.
I don't want to continue to listen to you just talk about what happened with you and Marianne in the office, right? If you come to me with an issue, let's talk about solutions, all right? Because you can't just waste my time like that at the end of the day. Let's talk about solutions. But I find as though a lot of women don't communicate in solutions. So when we talk about accountability, the consequences for that is the solution. If men in general are not accountable, they will not be successful. If women in general are not accountable, they can still be the wife to a CEO.
And
Or they can
also,
go on OnlyFans.
Using that analogy, that same woman will complain to you about, what happened at work. You will say as a man, okay, cool, what are we going to do about it? What are we doing about it?
How are we going to fix this?
How are we going to fix this? She will say, oh, I just wanted to vent. And then the next week or the next month, she'll be complaining to you about the same thing. So it's like, okay, but how do you hold yourself accountable? Do you want to face this woman or whoever you have a problem with? Do you want to get it out into the air? Do you want to help the situation? No, they just want to vent. So, yeah, women talk a lot, but they don't do a lot.
But the thing is like the downfall of a lot of modern women today, outside of the simps, the white knights, is other modern women that are unwilling to hold them accountable. And they'll get into these echo chamber circles and just kumbaya around the totally incorrect thing. And that's why, right, like I suggest, and, Kevin used to do it as well, too, suggest therapy to a lot of modern women because they can get a third-party arbitrator to understand the situation and be like,
do you know one of the
I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, however,
do you know
was wrong.
You know one of the reasons why they do that, MTO? Competition. Women see each other as competition. Yeah. Women never give each other the keys to the game. Okay, so when older women get older, right, they never give younger women the game. Yeah. Because the older women are actually vying for the same types of men that the younger women are vying for, right? And so you never ever tell your opponent the key to the game. You can console them. Oh, my baby, you're so bad. That's that what you done? Oh, my God, amazing. But the same types of men that the older women want is the same types of men that the younger women want. So the older women are never going to give you the game because they see you as competition.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Pearl and I were talking about that earlier. I want to come back to you, baby, because you aren't talking much. Do you have older women in your life that hold you accountable?
Well, I actually hold myself accountable.
No. No one can hold you. You can't hold yourself accountable because we're our own. Like, if you don't have outside voice, we just see ourselves how we see ourselves. Accountability comes from someone saying, listen, accountability hurts. We don't hurt ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the things that we need to hear. You're dating a guy, you like him, and an older woman say, I see this is going on. I see, like, this guy is not, that you can trust and know that she's not competing with you. Do you have an older woman in your life?
Yeah, definitely. Some of my mum's friends, when I was a bit more open with my relationship, they would always like throw things at me like, oh, if he does this, oh, he's probably cheating, things like that. And it's just, I could tell, they were in competition and they just didn't want me to be happy. So definitely.
Really? Well, tell it. Like, so they actually tried to put your relationship and your man down. Did you feel like they were trying to, their negativity or their negative experiences, they were trying to put on you and him?
Extremely negative. It would just always be something. And then now I'm very, very private with my relationship and just private with my life. But like, they've never met him. So it's like, how do you have so much to say? So.
Because you're the younger version.
Do you have anybody, a woman, an older woman who says, I love you, the only thing I want is the best for you? They're not in competition. They're not trying to put negativity. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to meet him, love on him, and actually get the real thing. Do you have any woman in your life like that that's older?
No.
Okay. So this is a failure, Maggie, what we talked about just on her podcast we did yesterday. Older women, we have failed younger women like her. I'm 41. You're about to turn 21.
Yeah, I think
like we're a
it's
20-year
parents as
difference.
well, like mothers as well. I sometimes feel like mothers are in competition with their daughters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just talked about,
Yeah.
do you feel as though, and I don't want to put your mother on the spot or anything, you can talk in general, but do you find like with your friends or your experience that the moms, they put like a competition, they don't want you to win because they failed?
Yeah, definitely.
And they will talk you into failure.
Right.
Don't worry about it. They will console you though, right? But they'll talk you into failure, and then once you fail, they'll be like, "Oh, it's okay, baby." And like I said, if in my personal point of view, it's for competition about men, because the same man that is going for the 21-year-old that will sleep 21-year-old, he will sleep with you too, Melanie, right? He will sleep with you too.
Misery loves company.
Yeah.
It's like when you fail a test. What's the best feeling in the world when you turn to someone and they're like, "I failed too." But if you're the only one in the class that failed, or the only one in your circle that failed. I actually noticed it on TikTok. Like there was a group of like moms, and they did like the mom content, and then one gets divorced, and the other gets divorced, and the other gets divorced. It's like the whole damn friend group, and it's just like misery really loves company. They don't want to be alone in their bad decisions.
Single women keep single women single, right?
Right. If the older women have not kept their own relationship together, then it's really hard to wish that blessing on someone else. So I think you have to be very selective and find someone that is in a relationship that you actually admire and they're secure in that relationship. I think if you're trying to get advice from older single women, that's where it can really go left.
But sometimes married women as well. Because how many married women do we know wish they could be back in the streets?
Right. That's
They're
why I said
miserable in their
women.
marriage. I know so many who are just like, they see the glamour of being flown to Dubai, and they don't know they're getting flown. These single women getting flown to Dubai because they're laying down with a camel.
You're getting flown and blown.
No.